This podcast is brought to you by Infinite Resources, a local staffing agency connecting diverse job candidates in central Iowa companies.
Amplified.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Realist Amateur Boxing Podcast with Coach Pena. Today, the first session, we're just going to do a little freestyling. I don't have no questions or anything. I'm just going to go off the top of my head. I had two coaches. I thought they were going to show up today to the Zoom, but they had something else come up. The time didn't match what I need to do. But the second session of Podcast 6 would be with Nate Williams, MMA guy, local MMA fighter, coach. Been around for a while here when he lived in Des Moines, so that should be a good one. Can't wait for that one. But let's just talk about a little bit about amateur boxing and what Pena's Boxing Des Moines has been through over the last several months since the last time I've been in here. We've had a lot of things happen since then. We just moved into a bigger location. We went from a 1,300 square foot building to close to a 4,000 square footage building. Sorry, my voice is kind of messed up this morning. Which has helped out tremendously. We can do way more things in that gym. It's just great. There's so much more room to work with the kids. We're not bumping into each other all the time. The workout's good. The only thing that I wish we had from the other gym was the heat. You know, in a smaller space is hotter. This space is way bigger. So I got to manage the heat because I don't want my energy bill to be, hundreds of dollars. So finally got that worked out. We had some kinks we had to go through at first in the first couple weeks. Got all that stuff taken care of. Everything's rolling good now. Getting a lot of people stopping through, seeing what's going on. We're on 5900 Southeast 14th Street, right across from Tasty Tacos down the south side. We had to stay on the south side because my last gym was across from Lincoln on the south side, and it just worked out so much better being on the south side. I'm from the south side. That's where I call home, south side for 2001. Been down here on the south side somewhere. But like I said, it's going very well there. We offer youth classes, adult classes, and a cardio boxing fitness class. Let's talk about the two adult classes just to get them out there, because I get a lot of people asking questions about them. So the Pena's cardio boxing fitness class is Tuesday and Thursdays from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. and on Sundays from 9 to 10 a.m. It's a $5 drop-in, or I also sell punch cards for $45, but you get one for free. Okay, now the adult workout is $65 a month, Monday through Friday. We're open Monday through Thursdays and most Fridays, not all Fridays, but I usually let everybody know if we're not open on Friday. For right now, we've been doing our Fridays times from 4:30 to 6:30, just because Fridays there's not as many people in there as there is during the week, which it is what it is. So I let the adult class come in early on Fridays, because the adult workout during the week is from 5:30 to 7. You come in, you get taught just like all of my kids. Well, the kids to me, like I always say, because I'm an older guy. So from all my kids, let's just say from everyone that comes to my gym, I'm gonna keep calling them kids because some are like 25, 30 years old. So they get taught just like a regular boxer. I don't care if you're just coming in off the street, you're learning your first day, or you've been there for years. You're getting taught the same way. You're not a number when you come to Pena's Boxing Des Moines. You're part of a team, and you can get treated like a team. We're very disciplined in there, very, very, very disciplined. So you're not going to come in there and think you're going to play around, keep drinking water all day, run to your mom and dad. We ain't having all that stuff. So they're either going to like it or they don't like it. When I turn, like Tree James, when I turn that music down, it's about ready to pop off. So if you ever see Coach turn that music down, then something's about ready to happen, and it comes out the top of the head. I don't care if your parents are there, you can or not. They're going to hear the same thing, because I'm there to help not only the kid, but for the parents too, because they have some parents that are single moms, some are both. But then you have them kids that sometimes they think they want to talk a little different to their parents, but they're not doing that in front of me. I'll correct them every single time if I hear it. It don't make a difference to me. I do it all day long. I work for the school district. I hear them kids in there, elementary school. I hear them kids in there talking, and most of the times I'm like, who are you talking to like that? Just like that. It's nothing yelling, nothing crazy, and that gets their attention. It gets their attention. And I give them that vino look, and that gives them another attention. So now I got their attention twice, and that's just the way it works. I wish I can switch my jobs, because I think I'll be a good behavior teacher. I really do, because a lot of them kids in that school, they respect me, and I can move them around by just talking to them in a decent voice and trying to, I wouldn't say reason with them, but trying to educate them on everything I say to them, try to make it so they can understand what I'm trying to get at. Everything is a choice. It's all about choices in the schools, and the streets, at home, wherever that life is full of opinions and choices. I say that from day one. If you don't like someone's opinion, then just don't listen to it. That's why I never get caught up on these Facebook posts and stuff. When people start talking about stuff, I either like it or I just scroll by it. I won't add my 2 cents, because that's their opinion, and this is my opinion. And if I choose to get on there, that's my choice. And if I say something they don't like, then you're sitting there arguing. I'm not sitting there arguing back and forth with nobody. I ain't got time to be looking like that and make all this coach just argues with everybody. No. If I'm gonna say something, my opinion, and if I really think I need to say it, it's gonna be to their face, right here in person. I'm not trying to say I'm trying to fight anybody, but that's just how it goes. If you want someone to know your opinion, just say it to them face to face and talk about it. That's how it's supposed to be, not on social media running your mouth. Next you know, it's a big old argument, and a bunch of people are getting into the argument, and I'm like, psh. That's the thing about boxing. I get a lot of people ask me, Coach, why don't you ever talk about boxing on, when people post stuff up? I said, because half of the people haven't even been in the gym before. Half the people don't understand what you have to put through in the gym, in the ring, outside the ring, and all that stuff. Why should I want to keep putting my opinions to people who are just going to sit there and they don't know nothing about it? Now, it's like my Uncle Pat. Someone has been in the gym since they were a kid and know the ropes. I'll sit down all day and talk to someone like that. But if I know you hasn't been in the gym, or if you're just one of them boxers that are in and out the gym and you never take it seriously, I ain't talking boxing to you. I probably won't even share knowledge with you, because you're wasting my time at the end of the day. Why should I be sharing you stuff that I sat back and studied for years and years and years? Why should I share that with you if you're not putting in the time? That's just how it goes. And I tell my kids that all the time. I said, I work with you if you're in the gym. I'm going to work with all of you guys. But you get the mitts. That's the main thing. I'm too old to be sitting there holding mitts every single day for all these kids. So I'll be sore the next day. I said, but if you're in here putting in the work, I will hold the mitts for you, and I will show you some different things. Now, if I do that and you don't show up the next 2 days, guess what? I ain't working with you for a while until you show me that dedication again. That's just how it goes. I don't care if I'm holding mitts for the same kids every day. That's because they're there every day. That's how it works. And they know better to come to me, hey, Coach, can I get some mitts? No, don't come up and ask me. I will tell you when you get in the mitts. That's just how it works. Don't come up, hey, Coach, can I spar? No, I'll tell you when you spar. That's how it goes. You come in here, you put the work in, let me see you work. And at the end of the day, I'll decide on if you get the extra work or if you get the sparring. For instance, like we're supposed to be in Davenport this week and be keeping it 100. We're supposed to be in Davenport sparring this week, and at my Uncle Pat's gym, Pennis DBC back in Davenport, where I grew up at. But we had to reschedule because some of my older guys wasn't showing up to the gym. So why should I take time out of my day and away from my family to take these guys to out of town, 2.5 hours away to spar? They're not even dedicated to the gym. I'm not doing that. My time to do that is for fights. And I wish we can spar more with people around here, but it just doesn't happen. I got very few gyms that will work with us, but we want all of the work. We have kids at different levels. just starting off just like they do. I have the older guys, younger guys like Cesar. We had in here before. I got many weights, many ages, and we can work with anybody. But when it's time to go out of town, you're not putting in that work. You're not in the gym. I'm not going out. I'm not wasting my time. But they don't look at it like this. When we go out of town, okay, it's time. Me not wasting. So we're going to get the work in if they're ready. It's time for me away from my family. Maintenance on my car, wear and tear on my car. Then you put gas money to get down there. Gas money to get back. You got to eat when you're down there. So now you done wasted about $100 in time, if even more than that, just to head 2.5 hours away to spar. Okay? So it works both ways. You can't just have one gym going to all these gyms to spar. And my doors have been open since 2017. I made a video, I wish I could find it, back in 2017 about we'll work with anybody. We'll work with, of course, the boxing clubs. We'll work with the MMA gyms. We'll do it all. We just gotta work together. That's all it is. That's how you get better, is working together. Working with gyms with better boxers, and that can bring more out in you. So if you're sitting there at a gym and you're sparring the same guy over and over and over, you get used to him. You can beat him up. You know, not beat him up because you don't know how it's supposed to work in sparring. You know you can work him over. You're not going to get any better. That one who's the better guy, he's not going to get any better. The one who's getting worked on, he'll get better because he has to. But the other one won't get better until he goes to another gym and spars somebody that's better than him. And it's all about that. We're in there as coaches to manage the sparring sessions. And that's how it goes. You're not in there to try to take each other's heads off. If you're in there trying to take each other's heads off, you might as well don't even be sparring. You're supposed to be sparring to work on things you've been working on in the gym with your coaches. You still got to listen when you're sparring. If you're in there just not listening, I'll walk away from the ring. You're in there on your own now. That's just how it goes. That's mainly for the older guys. Younger guys, they're going to listen. But the older guys that are in there think they know everything, and I'll just walk away from that ring, and then they got it's in my head. I already know. And I tell them guys too, man, I ain't been close to teaching you guys anything yet. Because you guys got to show me the dedication. You got to show me that you're in here to work. And at the end of the day, you got to show me you're here to listen. Because there's been plenty of times you've been in a fight, competition, and you made the fight harder than it should be because you wasn't listening. Think back on the fight when you was listening to coach. How easy at them times them fights were going. They were going easy until you did what you wanted to do. And stop listening. And I keep trying to teach these guys, man, it's different because back in the days, we came in, we knew what we were supposed to do. These days, it's like school, man. You got to write the stuff on the board, try new things. And it was funny because I had someone say this to me a while back, years ago, like you gotta play them like a video game. Man, I don't like video games. I never played video games. I was the one that was in the gym grinding or grinding some type of way. I played Atari. Atari was what I played. I'm not a big video guy. Never have been, never will be. And years later, I'm like, oh, damn, he was kind of right. You do got to play these guys at video games. But you can't play them at video games if they don't listen. That's bottom line. Listening to get better. That's how it goes. That's just bottom line. And like I said, you come in here to my gym, to the gym, our gym. It's our gym. Let me get that out the way. Our gym to learn, okay? I tell the parents this all the time. If they listen, they will learn. If they don't listen, it's going to take them a while to learn anything. And you'll see a kid that comes in a month later behind your kid and listens, and that kid flies right past your kid because that kid is listening and your kid's not. So it comes to a time where you got to sit down and say, hey, I don't think this is working out for your kid. Because, if you hear me, I'm constantly on him, or he's messing around all the time. He's just not working out. I wanted to work out for him, so you're going to need to talk to him a little bit, and I'll chat to him one more time. I said, because we can't have this kind of distractions in the gym. This gym is here. When like I tell them, this is not an after-school program. We treat this gym. You're going to learn some stuff in this gym because we all know how things roll with schooling and stuff. Like I said, I know I've been in the school district since 2001. I know the ins and outs. I always tell them guys, and I don't care if their parents are right there. Like I said, I tell them you're not at school, you're not at home. When you up in here, you're going to listen, you're going to learn, or you won't be here. There's the door right there. And that's always after I turn the music down. So it's just not trying to be, I don't know. That's just the new version of Alvino. Alvino would have cussed you out back in the day. My grandfather would have called you all the, you know what he would have called you to all the guys who's listening, who's been DVC back in the day. You know, I got to tone that down big time because I can't talk to the kids like that. I talk to them in a certain way just to get their attention, because you got to get these kids' attentions these days before they even can comprehend anything you're saying. Because if not, it's just a bunch of yelling and screaming, and that's about it. And I always tell the kids, I go, if you hear me yelling your name all the time, you're not listening. Because the first thing I ask you to do when I teach you how to box is keep your hands up, throw your punches straight out, and bring them right back to your face. If you constantly hear me tell you, so-and-so, keep your hands up, so-and-so, keep your hands up, you haven't listened since day one. So it's going to take you forever. So your main goal when you're in here in our gym is to not hear your name being called out. If you hear me go, there you go, there you go, there you go, so-and-so, that means that's what I like what I see. But if you don't hear that, there you go, if you just hear that, blah, 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 keep your hands up, move around, then you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Like I'm saying, I'm still learning to this day how to teach some of these kids the easier way so they can comprehend the boxing part of it, because they cannot comprehend like we did back in the day. It's just, if it's one thing or another. As a lot of what I see is a lot of excuses. I want to say excuses. Let's talk a little bit about this. Back in the day, you had kids like with asthma. That was the main thing back in the day. Okay, if he has asthma, make sure he has his inhaler by him. You didn't hear nothing about being hyper, or not this learning like whether ADD, ADHD, all them things. You didn't hear about that stuff back when we were kids. The main thing you heard was they had asthma. It just seemed like as life went on, things just, I wouldn't say they're excuses, but things just started to be added on to like what's wrong with the kids and stuff like that. It's understandable to have them things, and I need to know them things when they come to me. That way I know, like I'm saying, learn how to teach these kids. I can use that to coach your kid. So I get it mixed up all the time. Get me wrong. I might get this wrong, but I think ADD is the learning one, if I remember correctly. So then if I know he has problems learning, I would try to tweak some things up so he can understand what I'm talking about. The ADHD, I'll take them hyper kids all day long. You just gotta learn how to control all that energy they have into something positive, how to go hard. So in boxing does it very well for both kids with both of them. Then the asthma, it's going to be hard for a kid to try to box with asthma, just to be real with you. But if you can control all that, and at the end of the day, listen to your coaches on how to breathe, how to move, and do all that stuff, you can have asthma and fight still. But it's just, I'm not trying to say don't fight because you have asthma, but a lot of people have asthma, but it's kind of harder to teach it, to learn how to control it all. So it's all about controlling when it comes to boxing. They hear that a lot from me. Control this, control that. Because you got them out there wild swinging and this and that. I'm like, nope, you're just setting yourself up to be hit. You got everything under control. Everything under control. So other than that, I'm just trying to just talk about things until my next segment, which I don't have nothing written down, but I want to talk about a little bit of what we went through last year as a boxing club. I'm going to bring it up real quick on my phone. Give me a second. All right. So let's talk. I always keep track of our records and stuff, how we do, and I always when I walk up into the apron, I always pay attention to who's judging. I pay attention to how the fight went after the decision, what was written on the book. Then I talk to the kid for a quick second, and then we talk about it at the gym on Monday most of the time. Our last 6 shows, we went 10-9. I really didn't pay attention. I did pay attention, but I really didn't break it down like I did the second half for 2023. But it was okay. We went to Silver Gloves in 2022, and we went 1-1. We didn't have that many kids fight that time. And then we went to a local gym, went 2-2, a local show. Went to Nebraska 2-1, Davenport 1-0, and then we had our show. We went 3-2, and then we had another Silver Gloves. We went 1-3. Okay, so that ended up 10-9. So this year, these kids don't know I'm doing this. This year, we talked about how we need to go a little harder to make that number look better, and we made it look better. We fought way more. We made it look better, and I'm gonna break this down to you like I broke it down to them the other day. In 2023, we went 33-19, and I'm gonna break that 33-19 down. I'm just gonna give you guys a little walkthrough about how it went. So, 2023 regionals, we went 0-1. That started off the year in regionals. Then we went to Nebraska, went 3-0. Went to nationals, went 0-1 in nationals. Went to Ames and went 2-0. And we had a show here in Des Moines. We went 3-3. Went back home. It's always good to go back home and do good because it shows them guys that, man, they can. That Pena's team up there be getting the work in too. But they follow us. They know we're at all the shows. We're trying to get better. And we went that day. We went 3-0 in Davenport. Went to the Golden Gloves. Had a bunch of new guys fighting in that one. We went 2-4. After that Golden Gloves one, said, we need to buckle down some. This needs to be better than that. Because a lot of that was nerves, and they just didn't listen like they should have, or they didn't train hard enough. Come to that time where in the third round you need to go a little harder, and you don't have it in you because you didn't train hard enough. Okay, and then we came back home, did another tournament, another show in Des Moines, went 3-3. Went up to Cedar Rapids, went 2-2. Went back to Davenport, 1-0. We only had one fighter. And then this is where we started really putting in some work. We went to a tournament up in Nebraska called the Buffalo Bill, and we went 5-0. This is the one where I think they started noticing us in Nebraska, because all the time before we go up to fight, you'll hear me yell 515, 515. That's us, 515. We were yelling for 2 days. We was yelling 515. Let's go, baby. It's time to go. 515. After we get done winning, 515. Yell it again. So as we're walking out the door, you hear this guy yell 515. We just turned around and said, hell yeah, see, you get noticed. You get noticed, and they know we from the 515. So I thought that was pretty cool. Then we went back to Nebraska again and went 3-0. So the last 2 trips in Nebraska, we were 8-0 in Nebraska. Okay. So then we went to Nebraska again. Plus had 2 fighters that day, and only one made one fought because the other kid didn't make weight. We went 0-1. It was just a bad day for that kid, and he understood that. And it just happens. Then we had a local show, went 1-2. Then we went to Waterloo to Miguel's show, went 3-1. Then we just had a Silver Glove show. We went 3-1 again. So that leaves us at 33-19. So we go back to the gym, and I write 33-19, and under the 19 I have 75%/25%. So I always ask kids, I said, a lot of you guys probably don't know what this is, but I used to do this back in 2017, 2018. Cesar, you might know, but you were only 8 back then, so you not remember. So I said, what's 33-18? No one knew what it was. I said, that was our record for 2023. I said, what is the 75 under 19? No one knew what that meant. So I'm going to tell you what that means. 75% of the 19 losses were on split decisions. And 75% of the 19 losses wasn't on the coaches. Because the coaches are telling you what to do. It was either you didn't work out hard, you didn't listen, or you didn't do both. And that 19 could have been way less than that. A split decision is when, like, say, you have 3 judges, and you have 3 judges go for that guy, 2 judges go for yours for the fight. Judges see fights differently, and that's just how it goes. And like I tell them all the time, you need to come out that first round and go at it. You need to go, and then don't put that first round behind you, and now you're down 1 round. So you win that first round, that's very big. So I've been whipping that into their heads like, hey, we got to go with that first round. Like I said, we haven't had no show since we had this talk just the other day. But it's just, I was trying to explain to him that, you're going to lose, but this 19 could be half of that 19. If we would have worked out just a little harder, you would have listened and stuff like that. It wasn't that the kid was way better than you, just didn't listen that sometimes, or you didn't go hard at the time you needed to go hard. But like I said, we'll be doing it all back over. We'll be starting all back over in January when we go to regionals again. We have 4 kids going to regionals, so that should be good. And then hopefully them 4 kids qualify for nationals in February and try to get us some more national champions under our gym. But time's going to be up for right now because we're going to give Nate Williams a call through Zoom, get him on here, and we'll be back to the Realist Amateur Boxing Podcast with Coach Pena. Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
This podcast is brought to you by Infinite Resources, a local staffing agency connecting diverse job candidates in central Iowa companies.
Amplified.